Okay, strange things are happening around the world's coasts. If you look at this stereotypical image of a coastal ecosystem in Japan, you'll notice if you look at our coastline here, it's not natural. There's no sandy shore, there's no mudflat, there are no rocks. What you see instead is concrete. And for Japan, 47% of the coastline has been changed in some way similar to this. This particular example is close to a very small fishing port with only 3 or 4 fishing vessels. And the implication of this happening near a fishing port is the connection of these shores with fisheries. On a natural shore, where you would have the rocks or the sand or the mud, at low tide you find all sorts of different species. You have crabs and fish and snails. But when you bury those areas in concrete, as you might expect, the species that you find there may well change dramatically. And this is important from a fisheries perspective because these natural habitats and the communities that inhabit them are often used for food and for breeding by species of fish that are important for fisheries. So what I'm interested in looking at is what the change we see is in terms of the communities on these artificial shores compared to natural shores. So building on work I conducted several years ago here in Singapore, I'll be working with colleagues in Japan, comparing these artificial shores with natural shores, understanding what species are there, what species are missing. If you look at the ocean, you can think of it as a kind of soup. There are all sorts of weird animals and plants floating around in there. And when an area of shore is created, depending on the time of year, the ingredients of that soup will differ. So what will recruit to the shore and actually develop into a new community varies depending on what the constituents of that soup are at that particular point in time. So we'll be looking at what makes up the soup, the preferences of the plants and animals and the eggs and larvae in the water in terms of the kind of substrate that they will actually settle on. So will they settle on this concrete in the same way that they would settle on natural habitats? And the implications for this are moving into the future, fisheries in these areas, would we expect to see the same populations of the same species if their food sources are no longer there because the kind of habitats have changed so dramatically? Thank you.